blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time.
Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. This is so close to me. Like, I feel like I'm sitting in y'all's living rooms and cars or wherever. This is crazy. If not prepared was a person today, that would be me. Okay, that would be me. I don't know what it was today. It was one of them groggy type of... I wouldn't say like, I don't know. The energy was very low for me today. I don't know why. I don't know, but it was a little mentally rough. And I actually had to just say, let me just go sit down somewhere and take a little nappy nap. Okay. So I just woke up probably about an hour and a half ago. Very unprepared, but I'm here. And welcome to SayLess Podcast. Okay. And hope your week is going well thus far. Of course, I'm going to always give a motivational quote for the day that you can carry through the week, carry through life, carry always. And today that quote is, don't count the days, make the days count. Don't count the days. In other words, don't say, oh, this should be happening now. This should have been done by now. I should be here by now. Just make it count, okay? Don't count the days. Don't say, oh, it's been and I'm talking to myself. It's been 2-3 something years and I'm still not where I thought I. No, just make every day count. Keep doing what you do. Keep doing what you're supposed to do. Don't stop. Don't give up. Keep pushing. Make the day count. And when you continue to make the days count, eventually you will get to where God has you to be, okay? So, yes, we are going to be talking about soft life, hard lessons. And let me tell you about this topic here, Hunty. All right. It's real hard. Really, really, really hard. And I'm sure that a lot can relate to be unbothered when life keep throwing you hands. Okay. Especially when you're a true person that truly is really unbothered and things just keep popping up and just happening and you be like, oh child, I'm trying to be unbothered, but you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's really, really, really tough. And now with everything going on in the world and people changing and people going through stuff and taking it out on others, all the thin skin out there, the sensitivity out there, it is really, 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 really hard. Just really hard. So let's dive into a little bit of that. I did do a little homework, I at least did that today. And we'll talk about it. So we're going to talk about the expectations versus the reality. And I always have a adult beverage to lighten the mood. And today it's not wine. I actually chose a little whiskey, Johnny Walker, Black Label, which is really smooth. I didn't know that the Black Label was as smooth as it is. I was going to pour some cognac. Okay. And I said, let me just have a small little glass of whiskey to whisk the day away. All right. So, all right. So when we think about soft life, right? We think about things like the soft life the happy life, living, debt free and bubble baths and no drama and just the soft life. Even when you try hard to do that, whenever you're involved with people, okay, other people, around other people, that's a really hard thing to do and maintain, right? We are to protect our energy at all times. It is just essential. It's important to protect our energy, right? And sometimes, depending on the atmosphere in the room, it's really hard to do that. Okay, so then if you live a soft life, then the softness goes away because boom, your energy is being attacked, right? So having a soft life, it takes requirements, and the number one for me when you want to have a soft life is healing. There's a lot of healing that needs to be done in the world today, and if you're not healed, good luck. If you're not trying to get healed, bless your heart. Okay. But setting boundaries is another thing. Boundaries are so important. I know a lot of people have a hard time with boundaries because they are so, very non-confrontational and want to protect people's feelings and care about people's feelings, but that's not really the case. Setting boundaries is for you. Not to say that you shouldn't be concerned with anyone else's feelings, because you should. But at the end of the day, it's all about you in the end and what your energy, once again, and what makes you happy. Of course, when you're setting boundaries, there's a certain way to do it, depending on who you do. Everybody who have people around them know how to deal with certain individuals. And if you don't know how to deal with them, you learn how to deal with them, right? That's just the way of the world. But boundaries are very, very important. They're very important. And it keeps the peace for you. But does it? Right? Being unbothered is supposed to be peaceful. But then when life throws hands, you be like, oh, where'd that go? So being peaceful doesn't mean you have to be passive at all. Set your boundaries. Make them known. Let folk know. One of the things about healing is not pretty. It's really, really tough. So when you're not healed, it's hard to set boundaries. It's hard to live a soft life, right? Because you're still dealing with your traumas and your past and all of that. So it's not pretty, but it's doable. In healing, the loneliness and choosing peace and walking away from familiar chaos. When you do that, there is loneliness. When you choose peace and you choose your energy over everything, I can personally say that. You really try to, I wouldn't consider myself an empath. My discernment is off the chain. Like I can peep somebody from the moment that I meet them and know what they truly are about. And I have always been dead on spot on. That's one of my things my good friend always said about me. I can read somebody in a heartbeat. Now I'll choose if I want to still continue to deal with that person. I'll see things in them that I feel like, okay, well, maybe I can kind of be here and assist in this and assist in that. I don't know why I attract unhealed people. But like she always say, girl, that's your calling. But it's so draining sometimes, and that's when you come in and say, hey, got to set my boundaries. But you just want to see people win. So I know that that's something that I've actually chosen to do. I don't know if it's because I've always been a people person. I've always had people around me, in the industry, all of that. And it's come to a point in life as I get older that I really don't really care for it, because the peace that I have with less people around is so amazing. It's so beautiful. And holler if you hear me, okay? Because those who know, you know that it's a beautiful thing. And loneliness is not a bad thing. Loneliness is actually great. When I moved here by myself almost 13 years ago, no family, no friends, it was just me and God and my daughter. Did it get lonely? Yeah. But as long as you have God, you're not lonely. I understand that people need people around and stuff like that. And it's okay to have a couple of good folk around you. But okay, lonely is okay. People got to start learning how to be okay with being lonely. There's a reason, there's a season of loneliness, and take advantage of it. That's a time where you learn yourself, you learn who you are, you learn what you truly want in life. You learn from your mistakes. You sit back, you analyze, and you get your stuff together in that loneliness period. Like, it is a lot of folk that I am associated with that just have a problem with being by themselves, and I just don't get it. Because, baby, I was by myself for a long time, and I was absolutely okay with it. You know why? Because I can be my own company. I love me more than anybody else, right? I can spend time with me. But sometimes it takes a minute to get to that place, and I get that. Again, I get that. It's one of them things where I ain't old, but I can honestly say, baby, been there, done that. Hey, it's a new day, new life, whatever that song is. But yes, so setting boundaries, knowing that, when you're protecting your peace, you'll be lonely. Let's see. When life keeps swinging, is what my notes say. How peace doesn't stop problems from happening. It don't. And when you come to that reality, you'll be able to deal with it better. But practicing peace and being peaceful, as a matter of fact, to me, it attracts more chaos and problems and drama. Okay. People always say it's the devil. Sometimes it just might be, or sometimes you just might be tested to see if you're going to allow them to have that much power over you. And I know for me, I've gotten a lot better with not allowing people to have that much power over me. But when it's something that Gemini in me just can't shut up, they interrupt my peace, because now I got to give you a piece of this, okay? So that you can understand, right? So I still struggle with that too. I just want to get to a point where, and I'm doing really, really well, because there's some instances now that I'm just like, you know what? I know my mama is proud of me in heaven. Because she used to always say that you ain't got to have that. Just let stuff be, and let people think what they want to think. And yeah, I'm there. Think what you want to think, baby. It's okay. Because let me tell you how I ain't gonna stop no flow over here at Club 325. Okay, Glen Heights. It's just not. It won't. It ain't. And that's just that. So yeah, when it keeps swinging, when being unbothered feels fake because life is bothering you loudly. That's a good one. Because that is true. When you want to be unbothered, but you're really truly not 100% unbothered, and it feels fake. One thing about me, I hate fake. I don't like fake. And people confuse fake with cordial. And I wish that I'm going to put the definition out there. Okay. Fake is when you're faking to like somebody and hee ha ha and with them and laughing and breaking bread with them and, continuing on a relationship or a friendship as if you truly do care about this person. That's fake, right? Being cordial is when you can be in the same room with somebody and say, hello, how are you doing? And let it be that, and y'all carry on in the same room doing whatever it is that you do. All right. So people have a way of getting those two mixed up, but it does kind of, suck. And this is a topic that I actually was supposed to have someone on, and they had to work late because I had my segments set up. Just to get some ideas from, other people and what soft life meant to them. and how they could stay peaceful in certain situations. But again, they had to work and this is something that we can always talk about. Like I said, you guys are always welcome to throw out suggestions for topics. You're always welcome to join the podcast. And via YouTube, you can always comment. I should be able to see it to be able to chat back. I'm hoping to be able to get this live on my SayLess Facebook page, so that it'll be a little bit easier, because I know everyone's not YouTubers, but my link to my YouTube, I'll provide that if ever you want to watch it at a later date. But I really would like for the podcast to be on the Facebook, which is something that's a little bit more friendlier from some folk, where it's just live on the page. But I have to have 100 followers, and the Facebook page is new. So if you get a chance, get to that page, share it, like it, love it, whatever you can do. But I got to get to that 100 followers and have the page active for 60 days before this podcast can become live on Facebook. So back to the loneliness. For segment 4, we were going to talk about the loneliness of boundaries. So when you start choosing you, the crowd around you might change. It ain't no might, it will. I'm gonna take a sip. It's not a might, it will change. And do know that it will change for the better. Okay. It won't feel like it in the beginning, because you'll be like, oh man, it was my people's. You know what I'm saying? But when you sit back and you start looking about it, you're looking at the situation, you're saying, okay, yeah, I think choosing me is better. So yes, absolutely. You choose you, your crowd gonna change. The soft life, if you're practicing that, does come with solitude, depending on how you're practicing that. One of the things that we were going to talk about today was how to be okay with losing people who only love the version of you that didn't protect yourself. Whoa, a lot of stuff and folks just came to my mind that have actually dealt with that. When you start to work on yourself, heal yourself, the people that were around you will not be happy with that change. And they will drift off or feel like there's something wrong with you. Because for one, they were taking advantage of you, right? They knew that you weren't protecting yourself, that you would be bothered by certain things and situations. And so when they see that you're learning to say, no, I'm standing up, I'm unbothered by what you do, I'm saying no, then they don't like that. You know why? Because they're not healed themselves. Unhealed people like unhealed people. Now, when I was healing, okay, because I am a transparent person, and I take accountability, and it took me a while to heal. I didn't know what it was. Again, we all know my psychic history or whatever, my psychiatrist history or whatever, but I'm honestly say all the years that I've seen therapists, I didn't really do the work. It wasn't until probably about maybe 8-9 years ago that I actually did the work. And my oldest brother, he had said something that made me just say, wait a minute. And I had to sit there and I had to say, okay, Miko, why are you like this? Why are you now, as far as just me being the boisterous person that I am, the people person that I am, the person that's going to say what's on her mind, a person that's going to show you how I want to be treated, that has boundaries, that really is unbothered, because I truly adore myself and love myself, with all the flaws and all. Can't nobody change that. When you truly love yourself, flaws and all, you don't have time to talk about other people. Okay. That's going big right now, which is killing me softly with these girls with these BBLs and getting all this work done, but then want to talk about Lucy over there with the Foompa. What is it called? A Foompa? A Loompa? Foompa? hanging over her, like, and I'm just like, child, do you not know you had surgery? Because what did you look like before it? Clearly you looked the same way before the surgery, because you wouldn't have got the surgery, right? So I just love myself. So that's something that I don't care what nobody say, can never take away. However, I used to wonder why I was the way I was with men, as far as treating men like I did, and and people. And then I started to look back, like actually started doing the homework and started healing. And I can honestly say that I am truly healed today, which is opening up so many broad views of life for me now. It's absolutely amazing. Like, it is amazing. I know people say, oh, when you turn 50, it's going to be the most beautiful thing, and you're going to get this one day when you wake up. And I got it, right? I got it. And I'm happy to be there. And that's why I say I don't understand why I attract so many unhealed people that have traumas, people that are just going through. When the Lord knows that I ain't had no patience, he didn't bless me with patience like that. But I'm wondering, they probably came into my life or keep coming into my life to gain that patience that I've always prayed for, right? But when you're healed, life just looks brighter. And so I know that for me, I did the homework, figured it out, and was like, oh, that's why. You know what I'm saying? That's why you're the way that you are. Okay, you got to fix that. You got to work on that. You got to let that go. Sometimes we think that we let stuff go, and we really don't. But I know that I let stuff go, because why hold on to it? Your future will not be blessed if you continue to hold on to the past. You got to let it go. You got to let it go. There's things that I thought that, people that I thought that I'll never talk to again, because I know how I want to be treated. And if you can't treat me that way, you can politely kick rocks. But I've learned that people are people, and you have to allow people to get things off of their chest. And that's their way of healing. Prime example, old friend, she was going through, she came back around and was like, I was in my feelings, girl. And I learned like she was doing she had to remove herself from me to heal herself and do her homework. And she's come back around this time completely eyes open, like, oh, I get it now. And we'll never have that problem again. You know what I'm saying? Because she chose to try to heal. And it took her a year to walk away from everything to heal. You just got to do the homework. So yeah, life, it be life and throwing hands, but at the same time, you got to gain an unbothered sense, and mean it, because it protects your peace and it protects your energy. And some people are going to say, oh, you just don't care. You just don't. No, it's not that. But at the end of the day, if it's something that I can't change, why worry about it, right? Why stress myself out, baby? We getting closer to the grave, not further away from it. Okay. So yes, so that was the segments that me and the guests were supposed to talk about. So when life keeps swinging, you just want to be still. The loneliness of boundaries, living soft in a hard world, and how healing isn't pretty. And then the last thing we're going to talk about is how to stay grounded when life is loud. Woo, child. How to stay grounded when life is loud. Focus on you. That's what I say. The only way you can stay grounded is remove certain things and individuals from your circle and focus on you. Again, I meditate. That helps a lot. I'm really, a lot of the times, and it's so weird because, like I say, people that know me, they like, dang, I go eat by myself now. I'm so big on protecting my peace. I don't want to be around people that perceive to be so positive. Oh my God, I'm just a positive person when they're really not. Because I watch, you know what I'm saying? I watch social media platforms and people who say they're so peaceful and they're so positive. I think that definition needs to be redefined. I was about to try to make up a word, but I ain't gonna do that. But redefined or reiterated, because but grounded. Stay grounded, and staying grounded is truly from your heart, being unbothered and watching the folks around you, the things that you do, rituals. Like I say, I meditate. There's other little things that I do. I bless my home. I always bless my home every first of the month. I burn my white candles and write on them the things that I desire and want to manifest in my life and in my home and in my marriage and within my children. And I do that every 3 months. So that helps a lot. Routines, I'm still working on that. Okay. I'm trying to get a little bit more consistent with the routines. I'm about to start yoga. We'll see how that goes. Affirmations are amazing. I'm going to be transparent. I need to do it more often. That's probably why I felt the way that I felt today, that eerie feeling like I'm just like feeling like kind of worthless. I don't know where that came from today, but it could be that I have not been practicing my affirmations and I have not been speaking life into me. Because if you don't speak life into yourself, nobody else is going to speak it for you, baby. Trust and believe that. They're not. And there's a lot of people out there that you don't even know is against you. So you got to be careful with that. But, and then just knowing when to rest and when to fight back. And that's mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So these things that I've been practicing. And so when I say that I'm close to a soft life, and I'm definitely unbothered. So I hope that you all can find some way, if you aren't, to just, when you're unbothered and set boundaries, it's just such a peaceful thing. And when people come into your life that interrupts that pattern and interrupts your energy and all of that, go on and let them go. Chuck up the deuces, baby. Let me tell you something. Ain't nobody responsible for you waking up every day but the man above. That's the one that you should be worried about. Okay. And even if that means that if people leave your life just because of your new way of looking at life and protecting yourself, let them go. Honey, bye. You'll be fine. Remember that meme that was out there? Look at you, the person that you said you couldn't live without, you just die without. Look at you living in shit now. Trust me. Who can say that it's been men, it's been women that you feel like oh God, I just cannot live without you. I can't live without you. And vice versa, women. Oh my God, he's my world. I'm going to die. I can't live. Look at you, alive and above ground. Y'all better knock it off. So that's the podcast for the day. I know that my guest didn't show up, but I did not want to not give you guys a show today. I know last week got hectic. My husband came home for a day. And we was trying to get all kind of stuff done around the house before he flew out again. So I just, had VP throw on one of my real estate episodes. So again, your suggestions are everything. You can follow the SayLess Podcast, Facebook. I don't know how to do that. Next show, I'll make sure that it's the SayLess Podcast on Facebook. So if you just type in SayLess Podcast, it should pop up. But that is where I will be doing a lot of my interactions and let me know what the topic's going to be for the week and any changes or updates or anything like that. That's where you can put your comments in. Even on this video, if you want to, continue talking about this topic, you're more than welcome to. Thank you. Yeah, I still don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's still a little weird, but like I say, hey, you just get on here and talk and it gets a little bit more comfortable when you do it. But it's always fun to have guests. It's that interaction is everything. But unfortunately, everybody works. Like I'm here in Texas and a lot of people are still at work or getting off of work when my podcast starts, or in other states or whatever. So it's always fun to have guests, but again, always welcome. And like I say, SayLess Podcast on Facebook, follow that page. And that's where a lot of my interaction will be. And again, you can comment on this. We can keep on talking about it through there. Or via YouTube. So I appreciate you guys for joining today. I appreciate you watching the show. And I will be back next Tuesday. Y'all, it's already May. Unbelievable. Next Tuesday, the 29th, guys, the 29th. And I just want everyone to know before I go that Gemini season is coming up. And that's it. That's all. I don't have nothing else to say. You guys have a blessed week. And I will see you next week. Bye.